Good morning. Joining me today are David Glanzer, Director of Marketing and Communications for Comic-Con, Councilmember Todd Gloria, Councilmember Lori Zaff, Joe Terzi, President and CEO of the San Diego Convention and Visitors Bureau, Nikki Clay, Chair of the San Diego Convention Center Corporation, and Carol Wallace, President and CEO of the Convention Center Corporation. As we all know, Comic-Con's been a stunning success. It's transformed itself over the years from a relatively small gathering of comic book aficionados into an international extravaganza attracting A-list celebrities from around the world and pop culture fans from nearly every corner of the galaxy. It turns out our downtown area, specifically the gas lamp quarter, into a kind of a high-tech twilight zone offering some of the best people watching you'll ever see. Since its start here in 1970, Comic-Con has become an enormous source of pride for San Diego, a homegrown event that's exploded in popularity. It's not only an enormous source of pride, it's an enormous source of revenue for San Diego, for the city, for the hotels, for the shops, and for the restaurants. The economic impact as well, it's out of this world. With an attendance of about 130,000 people, the convention today pumps nearly $180 million into the local economy and produces almost $3 million a year in tax revenue that we can use for city services. As many of you know, our current agreement with Comic-Con runs through 2015. Over the past several months, however, we've been working together, the city, Comic-Con, and the tourism industry on a one-year extension. Today, I'm pleased to announce that these talks have been successful, and we've reached an agreement that will keep Comic-Con and all the superheroes, villains, cyborgs, and stormtroopers right here in San Diego through 2016. Specifically, I want to thank David Glanzer and everyone at Comic-Con for all their work on this and their commitment to San Diego. I also want to thank our local hotel community for their part to keep this wonderful event in San Diego. And I hope they'll continue to work with Comic-Con so that America's finest city will be home of America's funniest convention for many eons to come. With that, I'll turn it over to David Glanzer.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Sanders. As most people know, several years ago, Comic-Con reached maximum capacity at the San Diego Convention Center. However, the hard work of members of the City Council, the San Diego Convention Center Corporation, local hotels, and specifically Mayor Sanders has allowed us to expand beyond the walls of the Convention Center in what I like to call the Comic-Con campus. This one-year extension is a direct result of the determined efforts of those individuals and entities, as well as the Comic-Con Board of Directors, committee, and staff. I'm very excited and pleased to say that we can continue to call San Diego home through 2016, and I'd like to thank those who've made this extension possible as we look forward to continuing working with all entities to ensure that our stay in San Diego is even longer still. Thank you.
And I'm not sure who speaks next. I believe it's Councilmember Zaff and then Councilmember Gloria and then Nikki Clay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is a great day. Thank you, Mayor, for having me here today. I am very excited about this news. Now, I cannot speak for what may or may not happen to the Chargers, but at least San Diego won't be losing Comic-Con to LA anytime soon. So, Comic-Con, keeping Comic-Con here in San Diego is so important to our economy. It benefits local businesses throughout the city, not just downtown. As you heard the mayor say, according to CNN, the citywide economic impact of Comic-Con is $180 million per year, $75 million in direct spending right here at the Convention Center. The attendees fill hotels all the way to Rancho Bernardo and all throughout my district. And when they're eating in the local restaurants and going to our attractions, all of that sales tax money does go into our general fund so that we can spend it on neighborhood services. So, you know, we can afford more police officers and fixing our streets, more library hours, and that's why it's so important that Comic-Con stay here as long as possible. And hopefully by 2016, they will be able to grow into a newly expanded convention center. More space means more attendees, more star-studded panels, more events, and of course, more local jobs to handle it all. I just want to say, just last night, I had the opportunity of meeting George Takei, who plays Sulu. So this is kind of fortuitous being here today. He just finished wrapping up the play right here at the Old Globe, Allegiance, and they're planning to move on to Broadway. So we're hoping that he'll come back to San Diego to be here again. But yet another play started right here in San Diego could be moving on to Broadway. So that's another real exciting thing. Comic-Con started right here in a basement, in a tiny little basement at a local hotel, and so it has now grown into a worldwide event. I'm so pleased that they've chosen San Diego, and hopefully we will keep them here for many more years, even past 2016. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Zaff, and thank you all for being here. This is a great day for San Diego. As the representative for Council District 3 that encompasses, soon to encompass downtown and North Park, the hipsters in North Park are extremely excited about this news, as are the downtown residents, who will continue to have the very best people watching in the world every summer. I'm pleased to be here also as the city's representative to the Convention and Visitors Bureau. We know that San Diego is a top tourist destination, and keeping Comic-Con in San Diego sends a signal to across the world that this is where tourists should come when they want to spend time away from home. Lastly, I'm here as the city's budget chairman, and I am grateful to every single Klingon, Star Trek fan, whomever, who wants to come here, stay in our hotels, spend their money, because I'm able to take that revenue, millions of dollars, and reinvest them back into our neighborhoods for more police, more firefighters, more library hours, more rec center hours. Again, this is a good news day for San Diego, and I'm happy to be a small part of it. I want to thank my colleagues on the San Diego City Council who voted to expand this convention center, not just creating jobs, but helping keep Comic-Con and other important conventions coming to San Diego, again, bringing those millions of dollars to our community. I want to thank Mayor Jerry Sanders, whose leadership in both keeping Comic-Con in San Diego and expanding this convention center is remarkable. And Jerry, this is probably your most popular thing you're going to leave behind, because we know there are thousands of people who may not know a thing or two about city finances, but they know that Comic-Con is here. And so congratulations, sir, on that accomplishment. I want to thank our hotel industry, our tourism industry, for time and again standing up and making sure that we keep things like Comic-Con in San Diego. And I want to thank Carol Wallace for running the best convention center in the country. You can't have a Comic-Con if you have a good venue to put it in, and Carol runs the best. And lastly, I want to thank David and the team at Comic-Con. This news today shows that they have very good judgment, but it also shows that our city can compete globally. And I hope that that's the message that goes out today. When San Diego is given the opportunity to go toe-to-toe with all the other major destinations in the world, we can win. That's why today's a good day for San Diego. I'm pleased to introduce now our chairwoman of the board of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, Nikki Clay. I'm sorry, of the Convention Center, Nikki Clay.
Thank you, Todd. And on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Convention Center and Carol Wallace and all our staff, we could not be more excited or happier that we are going to be having another year with Comic-Con. So, David, thank you very much for choosing us one more year. Obviously, Comic-Con is one of our largest conventions, and it brings lots of international attention, which is important to our award-winning center. They've been a wonderful partner. They've been a wonderful tenant. And I want to congratulate the mayor and his team, and Joe and Conviz and Carol and her team, and David for making this work for one more year. Because I know that it's tight here. And that's part of the reason why we're doing this expansion. Because conventions like Comic-Con have grown, and our convention center needed to grow. And I also thank you, Todd, for giving the mayor a shout out, but let me, on behalf of the Convention Center, give the mayor another shout out. He has made the Convention Center expansion a priority. And we are standing here today with a convention center that has been designed. It's going to be fabulous. We have a contractor on board. We have financing in place, and we have an approved EIR. So, Mayor Sanders, without your making this a priority, this never would have happened. So, a round of applause. We expect to be under construction next year. We will be opening in 2016. So again, to everybody that made the Comic-Con extension possible and the expansion possible. Thank you very much. And that's it.